Hey guys, we're back for Reality Sucks. Another episode. It's me, Ty, the classic man, and my boy over here, Amazing Cal.
Thank you, Ty. Welcome back, man. It's good to be back, man.
It is good to be back. Another week, another week. So, in New York City, if you're not here, people that are here, we are dealing with the United Nations is in town.
That's correct.
And number 45 is here also, too.
Exactly.
And it's crazy. Traffic is crazy. You know, what I don't understand is how people, you know, they know that he's coming. They, you know, all this stuff is going down in New York City. You know, it's going to be traffic. You know, people still trying to drive down 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue and down streets. And I'm like, you know, yeah, I spend 30 minutes or an hour coming down the street. I was like, yeah, but you know that you can't go down this block because there's somebody on, you know, there's people in town that you can't drive down certain blocks.
Correct. Well, first thing I want to say is, you know what I'm saying, just our prayers and our love goes out to Mexico.
Mexico, Puerto Rico, Texas,
just every country, you know what I'm saying, every state that's being affected about, you know what I'm saying, through earthquakes, through hurricanes. You know, our love is with you. You know what I'm saying, we're definitely praying for you, and we just want to take the time out just to say, you know, we're with you. You know what I'm saying, please don't feel abandoned and nothing like that. But our prayers definitely go out to Mexico and Puerto Rico as well, because did you see how many people passed away?
Yeah, I didn't see. I haven't watched the news.
Mexico had, you know what I'm saying, its second earthquake within the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
And that has to be, you know what I'm saying, catastrophic.
Yeah.
As well. 7.1 on the Richter scale. The first one was about 8 point something. And you saw the building come down. 42 was dead instantly. That's lives lost. That's nobody's going to see their brother, their sister, their mother, you know what I'm saying, again as well. And we just want to say our prayers are with you, and you know, we love y'all, and that's the first thing we want to start off the show with, definitely with compassion and love so far. Ty?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know, I don't watch the news, but I had this lady who works by me. She was telling me, you know, about her family. She was trying to find out, you know, her family's all right, but you know, there's a lot of stuff over there.
There's a lot of stuff happening.
Crazy.
Back to back.
And this is a poor country. You know what I mean? This is a real poor country. You know what I mean? So how they gonna rebuild? Like, you know what I mean? You know, this is not Miami, you know what I mean? This is not Texas, you know what I mean? This is,
we're sending supplies over there. Have you seen them? So they had supplies loaded up to go see them as well. And I think that's important. That's important to send health. That's important to send compassion as well as that.
Totally.
Because, you know, all the prayers we can pray. People need help. People are hungry. You know, if they said it's under 3 feet of water, Puerto Rico, and you see the pictures, we see the images, whether we see it on the news, whether we see it on social media, whatever stream you're watching, we see, you know what I'm saying, the things that's happening is catastrophic, and it's saddening. It hurts, because, you know, that could be one of our families, that could be one of our members as well as that, and we have to show compassion when compassion is due. Like we always talk about in the show, you know what I'm saying, how is it being a better you? This is how we be a better you, by showing, you know what I'm saying, compassion when compassion is needed, by showing support when support is needed. That's the first steps of being a better you.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it seems like, you know, I'm just saying, you know, Mother Nature, you know, she's a beautiful thing and she's a bad thing, you know what I mean? And it's just up to us to take care of her, take care of this country that we're living on, you know, because this is what's going to happen if we get to this 2 degrees that they're talking about. If you haven't seen it on the History Channel, yeah, it's called 2 degrees, and it's talking about what this Earth is going to feel like once it hits 2 degrees, and every year and as time goes on, it's going to get worse. And in 2042, I think it is.
Okay.
If it's going to hit 2 degrees. And
2 degrees.
2 degrees.
What do you mean by that? 2 degrees.
2 degrees. Supposedly the Earth's circumference, the whole Earth, is not the bad temperature for it is 2 degrees, and we've been inching closer and closer to that 2 degrees over the years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And now we're basically right at, you know what I mean? You know, we're about 1 degree now.
Okay.
And in 2042 will actually be 2 degrees.
So that's what they project.
No, they're telling us.
No, they're projecting that.
No,
that's not what projecting
they're
means?
telling us that.
So they're telling somebody's telling you. So they're absolutely sure.
These scientists are telling us.
Okay, these scientists are projecting.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
They are projecting that when it reaches 2 degrees, this is what's going to happen.
Gotcha.
But yes. So, and if we don't stop, you know, realizing that global warming is real.
Global warming is very real.
And
what are you doing? Those saying to distract your carbon footprint, though?
I mean, there's nothing. Much as I can do right now is recycle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all I can do. You know what I mean? For now, yeah, I do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Some notes there.
I'm trying to find this.
I see you got some notes.
I'm trying to find this this thing I'm talking about for this this 2 degrees that we were just, I was
Okay.
just referring to. Oh, so the 2 degrees is the point of no return. That's what
Okay.
they're calling it.
Tell me about it.
Imagine in the year 2042, as the temperature on the Earth reaches the 2-degree threshold, extreme heat and uncontrollable wildfires ravage the American West. By 2061, floods drown the Midwest and usher in a devastating outbreak of disease. In 2086, Earth's average temperature is now ticks up to 3 degrees above normal. Hurricanes twice as powerful as past storms level the eastern seaboard. By 2095, the global temperature has risen 4 degrees, and the melting glaciers trigger epic earthquakes and volcanic eruptions at the dawn at the 22nd century.
Okay.
2111, Earth average temperature hits 5 degrees above normal. Above 5 degrees above. Normal
Okay.
crops die out, mass starvation sets in, and finally in year 2117, as we reach 6 degrees, the Arctic shelf crumbles into the sea as the ocean rises up to 200 feet and swallows the country. The only
Which
survivors, this country,
USA?
the only survivors are in Bozeman, Montana, whose unique geography has made it the last outpost of civilization.
Okay.
But for these deemed refugees, there's only so much longer they can hang on, as their soaring temperatures reach unbearable and food becomes impossible to grow. Each soul will take their last breath till there's no more life in America. It's an epileptical scenario that is
Gotcha.
hard to fathom, and our experts believe we believe can be prevented long before we reach 2 degrees.
Okay.
So
How do you feel about that?
this is what's going to happen
This is
in
what they project is
2042.
gonna
This is what they
happen.
project is going to happen in 2042.
Okay.
If we don't do something about this global warming and start doing something about, because I do believe that solar is the way to do it. I
Right.
know it costs us a lot more money, but you do save more money once you have it.
Right.
But it does cost a lot of money, but it's the way to go.
I agree with you. I agree with that. I think anything that's going to help out, the country, the world, basically, not say the country, but the world, I think it's astronomical at the end of the day. And I think we need to look into that. And I think there are people that are looking into that. There are people, that are fighting, to reduce the carbon footprint as well. But it's up to us, as individuals, what are we doing as well? Because, you can't just depend on the government just to do everything. We have to, work together in concert.
Right.
As well. If you work together in concert, that's when things happen. Nothing happens when one finger points. It only happens when when the fist strikes.
Right.
As well. So I think that's a huge thing as well as that. As well. I'm glad you always bring something interesting to the table.
Well,
So
this
I
is
love that.
I don't watch the news, but I do see a lot of stuff on the internet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I try to find some good stuff to look at and read, so that I
Okay.
can be as informed as possible.
Yeah, that's, you have to be informed.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Because all this other stuff that people, I do look at my Instagram account and my Facebook.
Okay.
And see what people post, and that's why I get some of my information. But then, sometimes I see Instagram, I like people's stuff because that's, they're on, that's what they post, and I'm like, okay.
I agree with
But
that.
I don't really, really get into that,
And I definitely
world star hip hop and all that crazy
Yeah, all that
crap.
crazy stuff, and that's another thing. That something that was troubling me and bothering me as well as that. Not really troubling. I was having a conversation with news people, and it's talk about what was it? Dysfunctional thinking, dysfunctional behavior.
Yeah.
I think I sent you a post about that, or some type of video. We were talking about dysfunctional music and how they was calling. Back then, not now. We call a woman bitch.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
remember now.
That
was that
was-
what I sent you or you sent me?
I sent that to you.
Yeah,
and that was
That was crazy.
That was crazy. Did you see that?
Yes. Can you repeat? Can you remember what it was?
I know what it's about. He was talking about how,
Listen
back,
to this guy. This is crazy.
This is great. He was talking about how back then we didn't call our women bitches and hoes. We didn't talk about raping our women. We didn't talk about, drugging our women. Back then we called women, something that was beautiful. We called them honey. We called them baby. But now, today we have a group, of artists, have came in and we have allowed this, to call women bitches, hoes, and we talk about raping them. We call them trap queens. We call them all this. Now it has become so conditioned, that, the women call it their own self bitches. And how, how we have degraded ourselves, and talk about how it had became so socially acceptable as well. And it's
It was-
talking about
it was
dysfunctional
crazy.
behavior. And we have to take the torch, you know what I'm saying, take that back and say, you know what, we're sorry, we're wrong. At the end of the day, that I could call you a bitch, I could call you a hoe, you know what I'm saying, and now it has become, you know what I'm saying, acceptable. And how has that become acceptable? Now the women call you, now I'm a real bitch. I'm a bad bitch.
Right.
As well as that.
Right.
How is that, you know what I'm saying? A bitch, you know what I'm saying, used to be called a female dog.
That's what a bitch
now,
is.
Exactly. But now it's so acceptable, you know what I'm saying, to this day and age where that becomes okay. Back then, you know what I'm saying, they was talking about back in the 60s and the 40s and the 50s music. This wasn't something that we degraded ourselves with.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like calling, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I'm a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm this, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fly nigga. But now we have took on that term.
Stop saying that word.
I know, but I'm using. Come on, stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm using it. You know what I'm saying?
Say the
I'm
N-word.
using it. You know what I'm saying? To talk about how we use that to degrade ourselves, and we gonna say we took the power out that word and we used something positive. How can that be positive at the end of the day? And the thing about it, you know what I'm saying? I have fell into the same trap. Don't get me wrong.
No, we all
You know what I'm
have.
saying? I have fell into the same trap. You know what I'm saying? Of saying this is a bitch. This is a nigger. This is also. But you have to look at it. You know what I'm saying? From this point, you have to have some type of standards. Your standards need to be above you. And if your standards above you, you know what I'm saying, that's something that you're striving for. At the end of the day, you have to have a standard. It's not mean you're hypocritical. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you're two-faced. Like that. These are my standards.
Or Hasidity.
Yeah, exactly.
People like to call it.
Exactly. These are my standards, and this is what I'm reaching for. At the end of the day, but we have to acknowledge that this is in me. As well as that, you may have some things in you that you might not be pleasing of, but the key thing is that you acknowledge it and you're willing to change it. You know what I'm saying? You might not be there yet, but you know what I'm saying, you're striving to get there. As well as that, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was he was talking to me. He's like, you know what, Calvin? I'm saying this is something I normally don't do. And I understand that. There's a lot of things I normally don't do, but I do realize this is something that is part of me. It's in me. Now, if you push me to a certain limit, this something might come out of me. You might not like the result that's going to come out of me, but at the end of the day, I do realize it's a part of me. You can say, well, it's out of my character. It's out of, you know what I'm saying, anything, you know what I'm saying, that's about me. But at the end of the day, this situation is part of me as well as that. But how do you acknowledge that? How do you correct that? As well. How do you correct it? These are my standards. I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a part of it. But at the end of the day, I'm striving for better. And how do you strive for better? You have to have certain standards that's above you. You can't have certain standards that's just a part of you at the end of the day. But you have to climb and reach the goals that you set yourself higher to get to.
That's the truth.
All right. My man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, go get it, baby.
Somebody else was talking about that too. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know, when you, I think, was it you telling me this, or
I
we were
don't
talking
know.
about this? So I was talking about, but we were talking about, you know, when you decide that you got goals and you want to make your highest standard, right? That means you got to change the people that you're hanging around.
Exactly.
Because the people that you're hanging around may not be act to the standards that you may want them to
And
be
that's
at. And that's
cool.
going to bring you back down to where
That's
they're at.
good,
So
that's cool.
that's cool, and that's cool. You know, you got to move on and find other people like you now. That's gonna have the same standards you have. You can hang around, and it's gonna push you on and move you forward. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really all about.
Right. I
But
think,
yeah.
you know, I definitely believe, you know what I'm saying? And we have this type of dysfunctional behavior as well. But this dysfunctional behavior has led on to so many things.
So many things.
As well as that. It just, when you look at dysfunction, it comes out to be so many type of offsprings that come out of that. And you look at, you know what I'm saying, why are we in this situation are we in now? You have dysfunctional relationships, I said, you know what I'm saying, whether it's relationships at the home, whether it's relationships at the job, whether it's relationships at church, whether it's relationships with one another. This behavior, we think it is sociable, acceptable, and we want to pass behind it. As well as that, I definitely, you know what I'm saying, I was definitely having a conversation with, you know, somebody a week ago, as well, and it was a female friend of mine. And I was like, wait a minute, it is not okay for you to be this way. You're just gonna be disrespectful to me, and you think we could come back the next week and we could be cool? Like, what are we gonna laugh and be cool about? You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. But when we accept that behavior, you're like, oh, I was mad. Oh, I was angry. So if I was angry and if I was mad and go shoot up, you know what I'm saying, the precinct and did whatever, and so I was mad, who accepts that?
Nobody.
As well as that. You know what I'm saying? And people like this, well,
And people,
that's just me.
and that's what people try to
It's
tell
not
you that, like,
it's
oh,
not cool.
that's just who I am. And I'm like, no, but that's not how you're gonna treat me, because that's not how I'm gonna accept it.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's
You're
when
being
people,
partakers of
but
that.
that's when people think, oh, well, who you think you are? Well, I'm
you go.
Ty. You know,
That's
I
right.
won't accept it. You can do whatever you want to everybody else.
Key thing.
You know what I mean?
You can
And
do
that's
whatever you
can
want
do
to
that
somebody
everybody
else.
but you can't do it to me.
Exactly.
And that's what people get upset about that. Like, who do you think you are? Like,
'Cause you know what happens?
I know who I am.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So everything you don't know who I am, so you can't be talking to me
Exactly.
because you don't know how to talk to
But
me.
the key thing is,
And they get upset.
And then you know what they do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I have found people do, and this happened at my job today. They've been like this. So I was not disciplined. I hate to say that word, but I was reprimanding somebody. And he said, "But what about this other guy?" But today is your day. We're not talking about this other guy because you know what people do? They project.
They project.
You said that to
yeah.
me 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
2 or 3 weeks. You projected. Wait a minute.
We're
This
talking
is
about
you.
This is
You know
you.
what I'm saying? People can be guilty of the same thing, but not at that extent, as well as that. That's like, I use this example, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times. If you go out and rob a bank, and I go out and steal a glass of water, you know what I'm saying? At the same thing, we understand it's both stealing, but it's not the same level. It is levels to this. It is not the same thing. As well as that, you're looking at it, oh, we both steal. So no. At the end of the day, you have to look at it, you know what I'm saying, from that point of view. And you know what I'm saying? And everybody's entitled to their opinion. I never, you know what I'm saying, disagree with nobody's opinion. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. At the end of the day. And the dysfunctional behavior, you know what I'm saying, sometimes we speak prematurely about things.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Sometimes we speak prematurely about things, and what I mean by that, we speak too early, or some may say we speak too fast about things as well, because we don't have the full information and full knowledge. Sometimes we just speak off impulse, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes impulse, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, and we do it so much, we become conditioned to it, and that's premature. We can't speak premature about so many things so fast at the end of the day, as well as that.
So it's funny that you say that because I have one of my friend's beach house. He has a tenant upstairs.
Okay.
And his name, I'm not gonna say it. Anyway.
Whatever his name is.
He's always at one temperament. He don't go high. He don't go no lower. He's always at one level.
Okay.
Whether he's excited about something, whether he's just pissed off about something, no matter. He's at one level, and this is like his life. He's like, it took me a while to, long time to get here, but
right.
But I'm here. But it's amazing that if you met this kid, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? He don't get excited about nothing. His excitement is just like the same thing. It's the same,
He just model.
But once you get to know him, you get to understand, like, okay,
exactly.
This is the, but it's amazing that he has that one level. You know what I mean? My GM has it too. He has it too. But yeah, it's crazy that when you get there, it's like monotone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it takes time to get there.
And it's great.
It takes time to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this doesn't mean that I don't get upset about things, that I don't get aggravated about things. You know what I'm saying? I handle things a little differently the way I would handle it. Because if I handle it on first impulse, you know what I'm saying? I will do some things that I will regret, that will put me in situations, you know what I'm saying, that I will regret. Put me in situations that I can't afford to be in, especially at this time in my life, as well as that. I mean, so we was having this group of conversation, and sometimes we just have open conversation that's in operation meetings.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, you know what I'm saying? A person was saying, you know what? I need somebody to make me happy. I said, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Happiness?
But hold up, wait a minute though. But that's a dysfunctional thinking though.
Yes.
Because if I can make you happy, then I can make you this happy.
Right.
Because you give me the power to make you happy, then you give me the power to make you dissatisfied.
Yes.
Well, I should be able just to add on,
right.
You know what I'm saying, to what you already have. As well as that. Like, you know what I'm saying, me getting in a relationship as well as that. She adds on to what I have.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
Now, if you're the substance of my happy, that's a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when the issue becomes a problem. Because if you're that means if you're not happy, as well as that, then I'm looking for you to make happy, to bring that into me. Wait a minute, I'm happy already.
Right.
Now you bring on to something new, to something fresh,
different.
And you know what I'm saying, and we work together in concert to bring them saying whatever in you and whatever me out
together,
of.
yeah.
And that's how it has to be, as well as that. And that's what sometimes we speak prematurely. Like,
yeah.
That was a premature talk, a conversation.
Yeah.
Like that.
So,
you want somebody to make you happy?
So
talk to me.
I know one of my UPS guys.
Yes.
They sometimes
damn good water.
Sometimes they have police officers, retired police officers, ride with them while they're deliveries and walks because they have a lot of stuff on the truck.
Understood.
They still,
Got it.
They stay in there for a few hours, and I was talking. I happen to know almost all of them. One is a really cool guy. He has he has posters on my thing. He posts on my page every now and then. And then there's another kid I met today. His name was Mike. Yesterday. And I learned a lot of things about, I'm not saying that it was right.
Okay, spit it out.
But I learned a lot of things about the Aaron Gardner when he died.
Uh-oh.
He didn't die on that floor. He died actually in the hospital, and he had a bad heart. He had bad kidneys. Everything in his body he was taking time on basically.
Okay.
And they didn't really have, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was told yesterday, made me think, and I was like, are you kidding me? Because there's a lot of things. I can't remember everything, so I won't really go into the details.
I'm gonna go into it in a minute once you finish.
But yeah, go ahead. Because I want to answer. Go ahead.
Okay, so you talking about Eric Garner? He didn't die on that floor.
Right.
Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, you wasn't there.
No, I wasn't there.
Somebody told you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said somebody told you he had a bad kidney.
Well, somebody told me. No, I'm gonna tell you somebody that was there told me.
Somebody that we suspect that was there told you.
Yeah.
Said he had a bad kidney.
Yeah.
He had a bad heart.
Well, but my point into this is we feed into what the media tells us.
We do.
And we feed into what we saw, because we don't know exactly what happened.
Okay.
We haven't seen exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
We don't know what happened from start to finish. So I'm not saying that, I'm not justifying nothing. I'm not justifying what happened.
Can I just ask you this one question? Let me ask you a question. Is I can't breathe enough to get off me?
Well, another thing he said to me, if you can't breathe, you can't talk.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
But I have asthma.
Well, he had asthma. He
I
had
have
bad
asthma.
kidneys.
But I have asthma.
Mm-hmm.
I have hypertension.
Okay.
As well as that. And if I say, listen, if I take, the breath that I'm gasping of and say I can't breathe, as well as that, that's a signal like, hey, get off me at the end of the day. Maybe I took that last breath to say I can't breathe, as well as that. Maybe. But we looking at certain things that says, we looking at certain things and say, well, this person told me. I know he said I can't.
Hey,
let's look at this.
Everybody else in the rest of the world got their news from the media.
Okay.
I got mine from the horse's mouth.
You got yours from the horse's mouth. But let's look at this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'm gonna get mine from the horse. Is this a watch right here?
Yeah.
Nobody didn't tell me that's a watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a watch.
So you're trying to tell me because I wasn't there and this was
No, I'm saying this. You saw it on social media with 4 or 5 guys on a guy. If I put 3 guys on
my watch,
no, you saw Eric Garner with people on him.
Yeah.
You see people on him. Was that made up? Was that photo?
That wasn't fair. No,
that was photo edit.
No.
Was that real?
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that from social media and every other news stream we got, right?
Right.
If 4 guys be up on you and one got you in the headlock, do you think you could breathe?
No, maybe not.
Maybe not, right? But you think you'll be the breath, what I'm saying, would be going back in normal, back and forth. Do you think you'll be exhaling and inhaling normal as a normal person?
No.
With 4 guys on you?
No.
And especially you just said you got it from the horse's mouth for the kidney and thing. Okay.
He had bad everything.
He had bad everything.
He made it to the hospital and he died in the hospital.
That's what we assume.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I don't know. What somebody told you.
Read the police report.
I don't care what the police report said. Police reports lie.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't they?
Hey.
Pays for horses.
Well, with that being said,
I
was just saying that this is what I was. This is what I would learn. It was what I learned yesterday.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you for turning in, Russell. You hear what he's saying?
It made me think.
It made you think.
It made me think that maybe I don't know the truth. We will never know the truth.
We will never know the truth.
You know what I mean? I'm just telling you the side that I heard.
That's okay. I'm telling you my side.
We saw, you know what I mean?
We saw 4 guys on him. He said he can't breathe.
We did. Now we also know that they've been trying to get him to stop selling cigarettes too.
So what? Are you kidding me?
But
what the hell?
They haven't. This is
so this is what we do for cigarettes?
No. But this is what I'm saying is okay. So
they need to get the guys. So what we gonna do next? The guys that turn on the train station that be like Showtime. Are we gonna go in there? You know what I'm saying with a mob of cops and grab them up in their neck?
I hope not.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep them off the street.
Hold up. Wait a minute. So we're gonna go in there with a mob of cops and grab them up by the neck and use forceful tactics. And then what we gonna say? This is what we do. Stop it. We have to find a better way. Because there has to be a better way. Because that sounds dysfunctional.
It was. Maybe.
Okay, it does sound dysfunctional to you? It's not really a maybe.
It did.
5 guys?
I'm just saying. I'm
just asking.
All I'm saying is.
You know what this show is about.
I know what this show is about. Reality sucks. And the reality sucks that I got. My reality open.
Jamal, what's going on? Thank you for turning on.
My other reality was open yesterday when I heard this.
Okay. Is your reality still open?
It is. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that, we see these videos and, you don't see it from start to finish.
We don't see it from start to finish.
All we know is...
Have you ever seen anything from start to finish?
Okay. I've never when somebody was shot, no.
Okay.
And sometimes I wish that we could see it from start to finish because then we can actually have an opinion on what we saw. Because what we see
but when we do see it from start to finish, you know what I'm saying? The crimes have
we ever seen it from start to finish?
Oh, please stop it. You know what I'm saying? Do you really need to see everything from start to finish? You know what I'm saying? To justify, you know what I'm saying?
No, I need to believe what just happened.
You need to believe what just happened?
Yes, because I don't know what happened.
A man is dead.
But I don't know how. I know that all I know is
All
that
you know-
this man shot this man. I don't know why he shot this man.
Okay, put it this way.
That's
Let's
what
use
I
common
know.
sense. Black man, unarmed, no gun. You know what I'm saying? Bag of Skittles, hoodie, as well as that.
Now that's
Says
a
he
whole
had-
different story.
says
Now, he should have been in jail.
He said, okay, well, we didn't steal from
He
start to
should be
finish.
from
Hold
jail.
up, we didn't steal from start to finish.
Yeah, we did. They did hear from something because he called.
The media,
he called,
the
he called
media,
911.
the media told you
He
that.
called
Where'd you get
911.
that
They had
from?
a tape.
Okay, they had the
He
tape from
called
the media.
911.
I
And the
agree
lady's
with
telling
you.
him, leave him alone.
Exactly.
Let the police come and deal with it.
Exactly. He said, I am the police. So he takes
He's
action.
not the police.
He takes action in his
He
own.
wasn't the police.
He wasn't police.
Zimmerman?
You know what I'm saying? He took action.
He wasn't
He did
police.
act, but he took action in his own hand.
Yeah.
Then what?
Like a night watch or whatever you want to call it.
whatever.
He should have went to jail.
He should have. Should have, would
tell
have,
you
could
that.
have, and he didn't.
But that one guy did go to jail for
Okay.
shooting that guy in South Carolina
Jesus
in the
Christ.
back.
We get one guy, and we,
I'm just
you know,
saying.
they throw us one guy.
Look at this
They
guy.
throw us one they throw us one damn guy out of 100 shootings, and then we don't say we want to.
I'm not saying.
Praise.
Hey,
Hayes for
I don't know.
horses.
You look.
I
hey,
know something.
Don't-
I know this, and you know what? You know what we do that so much, and I was talking about it. We said Black Lives Matter, as well as that. We say Black Lives Matter, and then we want to get shirts that says All Lives Matter. At the way, listen, we're talking about Black lives right now. At the end of the day, I don't go into a cancer. People that's doing cancer and say, all disease matter. We're not talking about all diseases. They're talking about cancer matter. We're here to support cancer today, and that's what's happening. I'm not going to say, herpes matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't go in there and say that, pneumonia matter. I don't go in there and say, AIDS matter. This is about cancer at the end of the day. So let's look at it as Black lives. We're talking about Black lives. We're talking about lives that's being deteriorated. We're talking about modern day poverty, modern day slavery. We're talking about all these things that's happening to Black people. So we didn't say all lives didn't matter, but the subject is Black lives right now. We're talking about being killed. You know what I'm saying? People that's going out being killed for no reason,
totally.
all armed reason. So we don't want to talk about all lives. We want to talk about the lives that's being affected. The lives that's being affected are Black at the end of the day, and we have to look at it from that point of view. That point of view. I don't go talking about cancer. You know what I'm saying? I don't go talking about AIDS and the cancer. You know what I'm saying? Rally. At the end of the day, and so, why you didn't say all diseases matter?
Was that going to bring me to
What?
my second point? I'm glad you said that.
Good
because
stuff.
Kaepernick, I'm a little upset with some of you Black folks out there for watching the NFL because
please.
we're trying not to watch because it's what I mean. We can't if we can't support something that he supports because he's kneeling down because of what we're talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we can't support him more enough to not watch football.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And this you know what I mean? This is what he was doing. He did that for us. You know what I mean? He did that for himself and he did it for us.
Maybe he did it for him first.
He did it for him first. Of course he did.
He did it
totally,
for him first.
Totally.
He did what he
totally.
believed
and
in
we
first.
should support him.
You know what I'm
I mean?
saying?
As we say that we support him, let's support him for real. You know what I
Is
mean?
that the
Because
only way we support him?
how else are we going to support him?
How else are we going to support him? What did he do to support him? To start to support him? He took a stand.
He took a stand
You know what I'm
with
saying?
everybody else.
Okay, time out. He took a stand. Now it's time for us to take a stand. That's just not the stand that's in National Football League. You could take a stand in every other, other thing. Don't just use that. Time out. Don't just use that. Football. Say, we're not going to watch football. There's so many other stands we could take.
We can do that
and
too.
then, and know what the bad thing about it is? This is why people get tired because we stand for foolishness and then we wonder why we tired. As well, because you've been standing for a bunch of nonsense. You stand for every single thing, that's out there, but it's a bunch of foolishness. And then you say, I'm tired. And then we're not consistent with it. As well as that. We do it for a week, we do it for 2 weeks, but when we look at back, before our time, these people did it for months, they did it for years, they did it, and they kept on going with it at the end of the day. And we have to look at it from that point of view. If you want to take a stand for something, keep on standing. Don't get weary, don't get tired, at the end of the day. Don't lay to the wayside. These people stand. These people stand for what they believe in at the end of the day. And you have to look at it from that point of view. Come on now.
I didn't know that
LL. You about to say L Cool J?
No. So this is what I don't know. I posted. So this is what Max Kellerman said about. He said the saddest part is that we have to recognize that Black lives matter as if we are not a human species.
Huh? I didn't hear. Say it. I got my glasses on.
You didn't hear what he said?
I can't see it.
I said the saddest part is we have to recognize that Black lives matter as if we are not a human species.
That's right. But you know what I'm saying? But they treat us, Jamal, I thank you for saying that, but you have to look at it from this point, Jamal. At the end of the day, they don't treat us like a human species at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, how I look at it as well. I know you definitely agreeing with me as what I'm saying. where did black power, you know what I'm saying, black excellence, black essence
What's
come
up,
from?
Tech?
That came in from them, saying, because we was being looked at, you know what I'm saying, that we're not even part of the human race.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, so we had to, you know what I'm saying, start putting this out there as well. That, you know what I'm saying, we are a part of this, you know what I'm saying, and you will acknowledge us, you will accept us. We have learned everything about every other race. We have learned their culture, we have learned their songs, we have learned their music. But at the end of the day, when you look at the European, what have they learned about us? They learn how to take from us. They learn how to steal from us. They learn how, you know what I'm saying, to take credit for things they have not even, you know what I'm saying, have even done. They have changed that history. So many things. So how can you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I'm gonna speak on that
Please.
now. So there was a panel on it was Snoop Dogg, Magic Johnson, this other lady, and Max Kellerman. And I quote, this is exactly what he said on national TV on ESPN.
Go for it.
It was amazing, and I was just like, no way.
Say it.
So he was like, they were talking about Kaepernick, and he was like, they were all getting ready to start talking, and he was like, hold on, wait, let the white guy speak. You know what I mean? And I was
Right.
like, what? He said, I'm serious about this too. And he says, because in this country, these things are seen far too often, aiding racial lines. And if you see African Americans speaking about this, it feels as though it's a racially segregated issue, which it is in many respects, unfortunately, because anyone who is socially conscious can see what's going on. Colin Kaepernick is, by the way, he showed leadership. He showed leadership. A lot of others has followed, has led, but what happens when someone shows leadership? Even you see in labor relations, you know who never got paid? Kurt Flood. You know who got paid? Everybody else, but Bert Club because of Kurt Flood. Everyone else is very possible. We are seeing now is the sacrifice of Colin Kaepernick's career on the altar of a social and racial progress. And when he doesn't get a job and did not come out right away and says he didn't say right away blackball because I thought he was looking for a starting job. Maybe he seems a bubble starter. You have to change your offense. Well, he will get a backup job. The results are in and the evidence are in. He doesn't have a starting job. He doesn't have a backup job. 31 of the owners are old white men, right? Precisely the issue that Colin Kaepernick is protesting is systematically racial injustice, which started with the international slave trade, the Middle Passage, the institution of slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow. I'm going to systematic oppression. We just created racial balance in terms of social justice that essentially what Colin Kaepernick is protesting. And the fact that the almost exclusively white clubs of owners, because unless you believe that black people are intrinsically inferior at making money, I guess that's not true. Unless you believe that, then you'll also understand that the fact that the NFL is an all-white club at the ownership level, essentially in a result, and that's injustice. Think of the irony that he doesn't have a job probably because he is protesting. The very reason that right now he does not have a job. It's really crazy.
Oh, just listen to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
so this is a white guy.
I think I saw
saying-
something. It was on a TV show.
It was on a TV show.
Like a sports center or something like that. I was watching
And I was
something like that. And he was going off, right?
He was going off. He was like,
But
wait,
it's
let
real,
me speak, because I'm serious about this.
And
because
that's the thing
I'm
about
a white
it.
guy that's going to tell you exactly what's going on and
Why do
how we need to change.
And
what,
that's real,
This
though.
is crazy. And he's probably, probably one of those guys that he wants to change things and probably has some kind of.
But he is making a change because
he's making a change.
He's putting the input. I'd rather go with the slivers than the great impact because the slivers, you know what I'm saying, are still open. And long as things are still open, if I make a sliver in your hand, it's a cut. That means I penetrated. And if I penetrate it, you know what I'm saying, that means, you know what I'm saying, I open a way, you know what I'm saying, to get through. And that's going to take the people that come behind him, you know what I'm saying, to keep opening up and opening the gap. He can't do it by himself.
He can't do it by himself,
but after
but
that,
yes.
so we could do it
Yes.
together in concert.
Yes.
And we would get there. And that's what I believe. But we have to want to get there. How do we start getting there? We have to change the way we think, so we'll change what we do. If we don't change the way we think, you know what I'm saying, the stinking thinking, as my father used to say, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's only going to get us back there. Because I believe, this is my personal belief, I think, you know what I'm saying, so many things we have been conditioned to, and we have been accepted to, you know what I'm saying, what we call, you know what I'm saying, our women, how we degraded our women. We talk about popping mollies, you know what I'm saying, and all this other stuff, and drugging our women, you know what I'm saying, and intoxicating our women, you know what I'm saying, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, our males, you know what I'm saying, as well. and we do this, and we think it's okay, and it has been called socially acceptable. So now we do it to ourselves. They don't have to do it to us no more because we do it to ourselves, and then we wonder why we in a state of thinking.
That's the thing. We use stop doing it to ourselves, then worry about it. Because that's the thing. As long as we're doing it to ourselves, they ain't gonna care.
Exactly.
Once we stop doing it to ourselves, then they might. Okay, now.
Then they're gonna start looking.
Right, and then
you want to give somebody a look.
Stand on the platform and actually do something.
Exactly.
I mean,
but it's gonna take time.
It's gonna start with us first, though.
It's gonna take time. And when I say this, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm never was in error with it, as well as that. But it comes a time, you know what I'm saying, when you have to wake up. At the end of the day, you say, you know what? Your standards, like I always say, your standards got to be here. As well as that, I'm still reaching and striving to reach, you know what I'm saying, the standards I've set for myself. That don't mean I'm perfect. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, I won't get there.
Be perfect.
But that don't mean, okay. That don't mean
you're being perfect.
Okay, whatever you want to word it. As well as that don't mean I'm perfect. That don't mean I'm striving to get to where I put my standards at.
Perfectly.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. You ever got 100 on the test? Mm-hmm. Okay, you was perfect that day?
That day.
Thank you. I'm saying, so you got to use perfect, right? You got 100 on the test. 100 was perfect, right? Have you ever got 100? We could go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? That's good though. I'm with it. Because if you got 100 on the test, that they said you got a perfect score. As well as that. You know what I'm saying? And that's another way you're like, we'll never be perfect. We will always say things that demote ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But listen to hold up, listen to that. The key thing I said to this, you know what I'm saying, and most people don't get it. If I say who's better than you? Who's better than you?
Nobody.
You know why? Do you really understand that language?
Yeah.
Tell me why. Okay, I'm explaining. I'm gonna tell you right now. You was made individually. You was made perfect. At the end, you got that word yet? You was made perfect, and you have your own, unique fingerprint. Nobody will have your fingerprint because your fingerprint is perfect. No, who's gonna be better than Ty? There's not another Ty out there. So you're perfect in your own your own individually. So am I gonna be another Ty and say I'm better than Ty? So nobody's better than you. You have to look at it from that point of view. You know what I'm saying? And when we change the way we think, we'll start changing what we do. Being perfect doesn't mean I'm better than that person.
Right.
You could be doing better things than that person, you know what I'm saying? And you can make better decisions than that person. But you have to look at it, you know what I'm saying? From that point of view. Nobody's better than you, Ty. Nobody's better than me. Because I'm my own Calvin. You want a rhyme? You want a mic, huh? Speaking to the mic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. But you have to look at it. You have to start encouraging yourself because if you wait on people to encourage you, you know what I'm saying, you'll be the same people that discourage you. The same people that encourage you will be the same people that discourage you. Because you know why? We give them too much power in our life. And then we wonder why, you know what I'm saying, we're flawed. Then we wonder why, you know what I'm saying, we're hurt. Then we wonder why we're battered. It starts with us first. As well as that, I'm a living example of it. At the end of the day, like I always say, I know, you know what I'm saying, what it looks like because I've done everything wrong. I speak sometimes prematurely at times, but sometimes you got to back up and think. It's like, wait a minute, I just said that too fast or said that too early. However you want to word it, we can play word semantics. But at the end of the day, however you word it, it was premature as well. Because, you know what I'm saying, and that's how I see it. You have to look at it from that point of view. It's so much dysfunctional behavior that we have adapted to, and then we wonder why we're in the same place, and we'll say in the same area, and why we're doing the same thing, and why we live the same life 75 times in 1 year, and we call it life. That is not life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, are existing. You are not living.
I know. I was thinking about that the other day when you just asked me how I was doing. It's like I'm kind of in a rut. You know what I mean? Just like I'm not, 100%. I'm not that 100%. I'm probably like 75, maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
65.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I go through rush at my job. I go through rush, you know what I'm saying, with my family. I go through rush with my children. But you know what I'm saying, how I always look. They say, Calvin, how you feel? Amazing. You know why I'm amazing? Because I made it out, and I'm not stagnant in it. You know, that don't mean I don't vent, but I'm not gonna vent every damn day. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I don't vent, and that don't mean I don't go through trials, I don't go through tribulations. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm pressing forth to. You have to have a goal, you have to have a press. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and you're gonna go through things. Come on, the sun don't shine every day.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we walk in the rain, you got an umbrella, right? You might get wet, you might get hit a couple of times, but you're not getting poured down on if you come out with the proper utilities. At the end of the day. You don't, come on, let's be for real. Come on, at the end of the day, and then the next day the sun is shining, and the next thing the flowers are blooming. But it took that rain to come in their life, you know what I'm saying, to actually water the flowers for the plants, you know what I'm saying, to start blooming. So without the pain, without the hurt, and without the press, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't have, you know what I'm saying, the goal, we couldn't have the pleasure. So you have to look at it from that point of view. And sometimes it takes the pain, sometimes it takes the hurt to mold us and shape us, to grow us, you know what I'm saying, to us to be to what we need to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the hurt, I don't like the pain, but sometimes after it's over, thank God I was afflicted.
Right. Totally about. So thank God. So Steve Harvey, I saw him today.
Steve Harvey, what we talking about? What's my man?
He was on this show talking about everybody. You can believe in what God, you can pray to whoever you want to, and all that.
Okay.
But you can't. He said he don't believe in atheism. Like anybody that believes in atheism, don't even talk to me. That's what he said, and I was like, you can't. That's not having an open mind. You know what I mean? Most of the time you let people believe in what they want to believe in, right? I mean, that's what you try to do,
You agree
right?
with that?
I try to let people believe in because
You do-
I don't have
hold on,
to. I
do you-
don't have to agree with it, but
Do
I
you
can let
agree
them.
with what? Did you agree with what he said?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so you didn't agree what he said. He
No.
said anybody that believes in atheism don't talk to
Yeah.
him. And you said anybody that
He
has
walks away, he don't have nothing
walks
to say to
away.
him.
Okay, I'm gonna come to you and say, you know what? I like having sex with 6-year-olds.
No, I ain't talking about that.
Wait a minute, that's what I believe in.
We go. Here we go. Now, you
Exactly.
crossed
So,
the line.
no, I'm not crossing the line.
crossed
That's
the
my
line.
belief.
You crossed the line.
So you want to walk away from that? Let me have my own opinion. Let me have my own thought.
You can have it.
No, yeah, by myself. As well as that.
You're right about that.
You see what I'm saying? But see, you know what it is?
No.
You know,
It's just that he. It's
it's
you
crazy.
Can, I mean, you can have your own opinion about that.
We
but
say
don't-
that. We say that
but
loosely.
But don't be like, oh, I'm not gonna talk to that person because you don't believe. Because
I'm not going to talk to that person that believe in, having sex with children.
Yeah, but
I'm not talking.
let's not go that. Why you gotta go drastically?
It's
though,
not
Calvin?
drastically.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but to some people, it's not crazy.
I understand that, Calvin. Don't.
Why?
Come
You know
on
why?
now.
Because you know why? We pick and choose our battles.
No. What
We
I'm
are
saying,
picking and choosing.
No.
You picking and choose what you can say and what you can't say.
No.
Come on.
No.
I don't.
You
That's
take
not.
it-
That's how I
that's too
feel.
far, though.
That's my thoughts.
That's
though.
too far, though.
Are you telling me to change my thoughts?
No, I'm not trying to change your
So what are you telling me to
No.
do?
I'm just saying that's not the level I was on.
All right.
The
You
level-
on a level that you want to be. You know what? We always want to be on this mandy-pandy level. Like, you know
No.
What?
That's not. It wasn't Mandy Pandy.
It's just mandy
He
pandy.
said.
You
He
talking about
said.
atheists. You talking about the people that don't believe in God. Come on, because you don't believe
That's
in
what he said.
Okay.
And I was like, but that's not a reason not to talk to somebody though, or walk away from them.
Okay, that's his reason, though.
Yeah, that
Is he
was
not
reason.
entitled to it?
No, he's entitled
There
to
you
it.
go. So who can we say that?
That's
You know?
crazy.
A lot of things I don't want to hear.
You know, I didn't know Monique was blackballed from the from LA, from
Okay.
Hollywood.
Okay.
Basically.
I heard something
What
about
happened?
that.
What happened? What'd she do? You heard what she
I
did?
don't know
Or
if
what
she really
said?
dead.
Oh, okay. I don't either.
But it's like Arsenio Hall. Remember what he said? As well as that, he said, I don't remember back in the he did something back in the 90s.
He came back.
As well as that. But you know how they fired him? They told him this was his last show. The night he went on.
So this was he was talking about this. So I don't know. I posted everything. I reposted on my Facebook.
I'm listening.
Bryce somebody. I forget his last name now. He was talking about Hollywood and it's owned by the Jews, and this is that it ain't for us, and it's crazy how Hollywood is made up and how they kind of blackball Monique basically from Hollywood.
Okay. You got some notes?
No, I do, but I don't have really good notes for that.
Okay.
But I don't know. Somebody else might know something else about it. Can tell me about it.
Okay.
But
I think at the end of the day,
he was saying Hollywood was not built for black people.
Hollywood was not built
Jews
for black people.
Jews created Hollywood.
Okay.
Hollywood was for Jews, white people, and gays. That's what he said. Black people created hip hop, and we don't even own it.
Say it again. Say it again. Forget hip hop. So that brings it back to my first point.
It does.
It brings back
to the whole circle.
Black
full
people.
circle.
You said that's what you just said.
That's what he
you
said.
Black people created hip hop and we don't even
own
own it. So that's what we just said. We said the Europeans came and they took it, as well as that. Or the other people. I don't know how you want to say Caucasian. Somebody came and took something from you and said, "This is what we're going to give you." Why is that? Why is that? Why do we settle? Is it lack of knowledge? We use words like "okay" because you're ignorant, as well as that. We use words and I'm saying they don't even have dictionary meaning sometimes.
That's crazy.
You know, like I said, like if I say you're a hypocrite, that's the famous word we talk about.
They killed Tupac and Biggie.
Okay,
Just so
whoever
you know.
I don't know who killed them. I wasn't.
We
there.
know.
Okay, you know.
They
You
got
know
it.
something. All right, they need help. They need help. FBI's asking for your help. I hope they seeing this. He knows, as well as that. This thing's retarded. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is retarded. But at the end of the day,
we know,
yeah,
man.
okay, good stuff. But at the end of the day, man, when you look at this, I don't want to talk to you, man, right now, man. This dude is crazy,
Look
man.
at what? Come on.
I ain't talking to you. I don't
Come
know what
on
I'm
now.
about to say. I'm
Come
drinking
on
some
now.
water.
I'm bugged out.
You know? We don't own it. There's a lot of things we don't own. But what are we doing about it? We can't keep talking what we don't have. We can't keep talking, you know what I'm saying, what we don't
We
own.
built this country. Y'all know that, right?
He built the country. So what are you doing, you know what I'm saying, to take it back? What are you doing?
What are we doing to take it
You know what I'm
back?
saying? What are we doing? You don't know what we're doing?
World Star Hip Hop?
No, that's what you want to call it? You know what I'm saying?
What are we doing?
We attracted to it.
What are we doing to take it
We're
back?
attracted to World Star Hip Hop.
What are we doing to take it back?
You have this show, you have this platform. At the end of the day, you're speaking about it, and it's being outspoken. At the end of the day, you get about 200, you know what I'm saying, 150 views, you know what I'm saying, throughout every episode. Somebody's hearing it, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, it's being shared. I have stuff I started posting on Instagram. I have people, you know what I'm saying, that's in Zealand listen to it, as well as that. So, you know what I'm saying, you have to get it out there. I was telling my boss about it, he said, that, you know, I'm very proud of you, but you have to start getting your voice out there. And he put it this way, he said, I'm so proud of you that you got behind the camera and, you know what I'm saying, and sat down and started talking. He said, what's the difference between you and a terrorist? He said, if terrorists could do it, why can't you do it? He said, I'm not comparing you to a terrorist, but he said, you have the courage to get behind a camera and start voicing your opinion at the end of the day. And you have to take it from there. Start voicing your opinion. Your words will be in heard. Even if you don't attract them, saying the 10 people that are listening might attract the one person.
The one person.
You gotta be concerned with money. He said, if you change out of 200 people, one person, then you did your job. He said it this way. He said you won. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I want to know, Mike is
Totally.
Caucasian.
Totally.
Mike is super Caucasian.
Totally.
At the end of the day.
Totally.
He said, you know what? He said racism works both ways. He said, why when they look at me, he said they look at me, he said I'm a white guy, and he said, you know, they consider good credit. He said I'm privileged.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why do they look at you at that? You know what I'm saying, like that? Why do you think, you know what I'm saying, whether you want to say 400 years, whether you want to say modern day slavery, whether you want to say the color of your skin, whether you want to say all how the system has been set up, designed for you to win? Should I say any more, Mike? As well. It's set up and designed for you to win because you just said it yourself. Mm-hmm. You said they already look at you as your opinion. He said, I don't even have a high credit score. As well as that. He said, I have more debt versus credit. As well. He said, but he said, when people see me walking down the street in a suit and a tie, they consider that your white privilege. Mm-hmm. Why? Why is that happening? Because it's something we believe. He said, people say, you know what, and I used to disagree. He said, oh, you're talking white. What does that look like? You can't, so to be educated as whites, at the end of the day, we use this type of thinking because they already placed inside of us already this.
Well, then you know also too, it comes back from back in the day too, because I remember my great grandfather used to tell me, you know what I mean, you know, he didn't put it in those terms, but he's like, you know, without education, you ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you got to get education.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that, you know what I mean? In that sense, it was kind of like.
What? Speak clearly.
Because he's, you know, he was born in 1912, I think it was.
Good.
So he's seen a lot of stuff. So
Understood.
It was kind of like, well, if you don't have it, because in his day when he was working in New York City,
right,
as a bellman, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't give him the management job, right?
Oh, they wouldn't give him the job he believed he deserved.
He deserved, right?
Okay.
Because he was a black guy.
Because he was black. He was, you know what I'm saying?
So what they did was, they had somebody else, they went and hired somebody else outside and brought them in. He was a white guy. Right. My great-grandfather, he quit his job that day and didn't come back. Okay. The manager came to his house and asked him, why'd you quit? You know, like, where you been at, why you haven't been to work? He said, well, I wanted that.
What color was the manager?
White. Okay. This was in the 1940s, 50s.
Okay.
You know,
I want you to hear what you're saying.
Oh yeah, so he tells him, I'm not coming back to work because you went out and got this white man and gave me this job and I wanted this job. Mm-hmm. He said, I'll come back to work, I'll make sure I take care of you. So eventually, you know, he came back to work and he gave me the management position. But yes.
What did we learn from that?
What I learned that
What did we
learn?
Mm-hmm.
We learned that if you strongly believe in something and something's not right, and you walk away from it.
Really?
I mean, That's
what you learned from it?
No, I mean,
I'm asking you. I don't know what you learned. What did you learn?
I learned that if you don't speak up for something that you want, and then and you ask for something and they don't give it to you and you deserve it.
But he didn't ask for it.
He did ask for it.
He didn't go to the manager and said, before he quit, he said, listen, this is how I feel. I felt this way, such and such and such. You said he quit.
Yeah, he quit, but he told them why he quit.
But
he didn't tell the manager.
He told afterward. He didn't tell the manager.
No.
Me telling you doesn't help nothing.
No.
But me telling them, saying my superior helps them.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think, we need to address, the proper channels and address the proper people. You know what I'm saying? So if we took anything away from that school,
well, he was a hard worker. You know what I mean? He was a good.
That's great.
Yes.
You're a great hard worker. You're a wonderful hard worker. But at the end of the day, we have to not let our voice be silent.
No, right.
And our voice can't only my voice can't only be heard to the people that surround, that act like me, think like me, you know what I'm saying, and smell like me. My voice have to be loud to the people that don't think the way I think, that don't act the way I think, and it's not the same creed, color, or culture of my skin. At the end of the day, that's when my voice matter, because I could easily, you know what I'm saying, tell you, Ty, I could talk to you, you know what I'm saying, about black empowerment all day. But let's go to, you know what I'm saying, the people, you know what I'm saying, that's a different race, you know what I'm saying, or a different ethnicity, and, you know what I'm saying, a different culture, and talk to them about, like, listen, this is what's happening, you know what I'm saying, to my culture. This is what's happening, you know what I'm saying, and bring some light, shed some light, because some people are so ignorant to the fact. You know why they're ignorant to the fact? You can say, well, we got social media. You just say you don't watch the news. You can say, you know what I'm saying, we have all these streams, but at the end of the day, if it's not happening to me, how can I be aware of it?
Right. Totally.
You know? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we have to make people we have to get in their face and say, this is happening. And that's when we find out the protesting. That's when we find them saying the things that's happening. That's when we find we marching and stuff like that. That's when, you know what I'm saying, we find them saying all these things that's happening as well. That because I need to get your attention. Because, you know, so you wasn't getting my attention, you know, because I'm talking to people that are just like me. At the end of the day, if I'm talking to you and you're just like me and you're going through the same thing, you know what I'm saying, you don't help, you know what I'm saying, you don't help, you know what I'm saying, change nothing. But if I go to people, you know what I'm saying, that's not like me, and go to people that's not the same culture, and talk to them.
Or you can find somebody that is like you and go through the same thing, y'all can help each other.
Yeah, help, okay.
You know what I mean? And y'all get to a better place.
Okay, we're going to help each other. As well as that. How are we going to help each other?
Well, 2 minds is better than one sometimes.
Okay, and 3 minds is better than 4.
It is, unless if you try, if you work.
And sometimes they say 3 minds is a freak.
It is. But if you're working to try to do better, then both of you together can try to come up with something better, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying because your mind is changing the thing. I think that you two people can help each other.
I'm about to put. I always like, you know what I'm saying. Latoya always say this. I like to give, you know what I'm saying. What I call it? Oh my God! I give examples. You know what I'm saying? I give examples a lot. Me and you was on this show, right? Is everybody we talking to black?
No.
Okay. We're reaching them saying people, you know what I'm saying, that might not be aware of what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. So us 2 minds is great, but if we only talk to the us 2 minds, that's only 20% black. We have to talk to all cultures, all race. We have to get everybody involved.
Yes.
So this me and you talking about, you know what I'm saying, of the same culture, you know what I'm saying, has no effect. But it has a greater power and a greater punch, you know what I'm saying, when we reach, you know what I'm saying, the rest that's out there. And that's what we're doing, because this is called the World Wide Web. So that's what WWW stand for. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you still don't be drooling.
You're stupid.
Oh my goodness!
I have a hole in my lip.
You know.
You're stupid.
I'm telling you, man, we gotta reach these people. And you always said we're reaching people. People are being reached. People are being told. I have one of my friends I grew up with that lived in 38. At the end of the day, he said, "Listen, this is some. You saw it? He posted on them, on there. He said, this is some great rap. This is great. How can I plug in? How can I listen to the show? People are interested in what you want to say, because at the end of the day, you have to use every stream that's out there: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Use all these streams. It's out there. We use it for, not we, but people use it for everything else. Use it to post fights. Use it to post, you know what I'm saying, derogatory stuff. Use it to post all this stuff that's negative, and you know what I'm saying, that has no relevant, no merit. And then, you know what I'm saying, why don't you use it to post something great? Why don't you use it to post to change people's minds into something positive?
You wonder why they treat you the way they treat you when they see you
Come
on the
on
street.
now. At the end of the day, let's make it happen, champion. You know? Like I said, who's better than you?
Nobody.
That's what I'm going to keep saying. You're going to get that thing.
So, I don't know if you guys heard about Jawan Plummer. He was sorry about that. Somebody.
I can't even read that. What's
somebody, Callie Cal, the scholar, you doing great work. Keep up. Thank you.
Thank you, champion. We appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I just saw your man over here, too.
So, Jawan Plummer, he was like, I think he was a 16-year-old kid. Or was he 16? Maybe he's a little older. He accidentally shot a cop.
He shot a cop?
Yeah.
What color?
He was white.
White?
I think he was white.
Okay. Caucasian? European?
I'm not for sure.
Was he black?
I'm not for sure. Who the kid?
I don't know.
The kid was black.
Okay, you telling me the story.
The kid was black. The cop was white. He accidentally shot a cop. So he thought the cop was a burglar because they didn't have no sirens on their car on. They had flashlights coming into the house, and they were knocking on the door. I think what it was, all he saw was flashlights, and he started shooting because they had burglars before in their neighborhood, and that's what he thought it was, and he killed him. I don't know if he killed him. I think he did kill him. I don't know if he killed him, but he did shoot him. And I was like, what? They're trying to give him like 20 years of life or something like that. He's like, I think he was 16 or 17.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, no.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what? We throw the book at people, you know what I'm saying, that do stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? Did you see what happened? You know what I'm saying? I think that Eric Garner case and the cops that happened with them.
No.
What happened with them? You know what happened? I think a lot of them got off. It's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, and we get off so much. It's like, it's crazy. You know, racism has always been alive, and racism is always going to be alive. At the end of the day, you know when racism will stop? When evil stop. Long as evil and wickedness is still alive, racism will still exist. At the end of the day, you cannot stop racism. Racism is going to be here. You know what I'm saying? After we're gone, racism is going to be here.
I don't think so.
You don't think you think you stop it?
I think racism is going to be done in about 20 years.
Racism?
Maybe
What is
sooner.
racism? Definition.
I don't know. What is racism?
Yo, why every time
Because everybody's talking about.
I'm talking about dick.
Because everybody else be talking about. It may not be racism. What's it? Bigotry. Bigotry. I think I'm talking. They always say you're talking about. I'm like, well, explain.
Yeah, what's going on here, dude?
I'm just saying.
What is racism to you? To Ty Green.
You don't like white people. Well, you know, like if I was racist, I don't like white people.
Okay.
I would like, you know, I'd be like a Nazi, like a neo-Nazi, I guess you would say. Is that what it is? Tell me.
If I was 400 pounds and you was 20 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And we had a group of people that was 400, that know what I'm saying, that was 300 pounds plus, and you lived in a group of people, you know what I'm saying, that was 100 pounds and less, as well as that. And we didn't get along because of, you know what I'm saying, the type of your weight, not because of your skin complexion, as well as that, not because, you know what I'm saying, the way your nose is built or the way your lips plucker up.
Okay,
you know
so now I understand what a racist is. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go skin color.
Okay, because you want to get, because I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? So will racism still be alive if we take away the skin color? Will they find something else? Will we find something else? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He's too pale. He's too black.
Well,
his nose is too big. Start a whole systematic thing about that.
We can start from here because I think what has happened is, back in the day. So
you think or you know?
What I know what happened is what I know is so back in the day in slavery, right? You know what I mean? So
you was there?
No. I'm just saying because you know we're oppressed, right?
Okay.
So let's talk about this because this is how we became the animals that they call us. You know what I mean? Because this is because they created this shit. You know what I mean? This is what gets me.
I love that.
So
say that.
Say it again. They created this shit.
Okay.
So this is what happened.
Now,
so back in the day,
thank you for joining us back.
So when they started the 13th Amendment thing, when they started putting us in jail, and they said they made us start building this country. So
because you was acting real light skinned.
When you put people in a conformed space and have them pissing and shitting on each other.
That's
and
right.
Doing
Now
all
you
that other
talking.
crap on each other.
Come on.
This is what they do to each other. They act like animals. So
exactly.
when you take them out of that and put them back in their neighborhood, what do you think they're gonna act like when they go out there?
Now you talking.
And you treated them like this for the last however long, years, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years.
Welcome
and now you
back
put them back into their neighborhoods. What do you think they're gonna act like? They're like the animals you treat them like for the last 2 or 3 years, and they're gonna terrorize their little wherever they're at, any place they go to. Now you're gonna put them back in jail.
Oppress people trying to make other people oppressed.
You know what I mean?
It's like hurt people trying to make hurt people hurt other people.
So this is what
it's a cycle.
So the animals that you call us on television and social media, this is what you created. So stop calling us animals because we're no more animals than you are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because this is crazy. This is crazy.
So let's go. How do we come out that?
How do we come out of that?
That's what I didn't
you stop letting them call us animals.
Okay.
Calling us, you know, because I don't accept that. You can't call me no animal. I'm sorry. So
start educating.
You know what I mean? So that's what we got to start doing.
People socially aware.
You know what I mean? You got to be socially aware of what people are calling you out there. You know what I mean? Because when they say that animal on TV, they're talking about you too, and I don't like that name. So I don't want nobody else.
My name is Calvin.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that name called.
Call me Amazing Cal.
So don't do that. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. You know what I mean? So we got to understand that what has just really happened. You know what I mean? And how we're gonna change what we are doing and what we are showing them on social media, so they can understand that this is not us. I mean, because yes, this stuff happens. Somebody like, Steve Harvey had. So there was a kid on television. I didn't know he was a husband. He was a Muslim, I think, also too. There was these 2 kids about to fight on the street. I just pre-posted on my page.
Okay.
And there was a little crowd standing around. He stopped these kids from fighting.
Who, Steve?
No, the kid. I think his name was Michael.
Okay.
Did I show you the video?
No, I saw that a while ago.
Steve Harvey brought him on television, and he was out there stopping these kids from fighting and telling them, you know, he was calling them on everything, like your mom and dad work hard. You know what I mean? They came from nothing. Look where they at now. They work hard to get you what you want. You know what I mean? You need to be out here fighting. And you look at those people around here watching you, laughing at you, about to fight this kid over. And they were fighting over some girl, some garbage, or something like this. You know what I mean?
I agree with
and
that.
It's, you know, and now these kids are friends and they're hanging out now. You know what I mean?
Animals.
You know what I mean? And this is what, you know what I mean? This is what you got to be doing. Rather you guys out there trying to fight and try to be better than your next kid or friend, you should be talking and trying to be friends, because you never know when you're going to need somebody. You know what I mean? You get in college or high school, you know what I mean?
I agree with
These
that.
people you're going to know later on in life too sometime. You may be
Because
lifelong friends.
because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we're taught so much hate, and we don't even consider, and we don't even
Stop
look at
watching this news,
But
this social
listen to
media.
this.
Stop
We're
watching it.
That's great. But we're
Watch
taught so much
positive
hate.
stuff.
We're taught so much hate that's indirect, we don't even know it's hate. Like we were just talking about calling out women bitches, calling out women, you know what I'm saying?
That's hate.
Yeah, that's it. But we don't know it though, because now it's socially acceptable.
It's hate.
So we call out women bitches, we degrade our women, we degrade our men, we call them niggas, we call them some women prostitutes, and we call them all these type of things. And now we call ourselves that. So we teach this type of hate, and then we pass this hate down through generation to
Kids.
generation, and then we wonder why they're no better. Somebody has to take the torch. Somebody has to take the stand and say, you know what, we were wrong,
And that's
this
what
is
the
wrong.
kids say. The 16-year-old kids say, you know, I'm gonna do
I'm
better in
wrong.
high school.
It's okay to say
he
you're
said, He said I was
wrong.
wrong. He said I'm gonna try to do better
It's
now.
okay to say
Because if
that.
I change now, then my kids will be better. Their kids will be better, and their kids will be better. You know what I mean? It's a pattern. You know what I mean? And
It's a
it
pattern.
had to start with me.
Exactly.
And I was
It
like,
has
yo,
to start with you.
And that's what I'm talking
But
about.
it takes that one sliver
Yeah.
to open the skin. Because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't have to make a gash in your skin. But if I take a sliver, I made a way open. You know,
And that's the
that
thing, you
open
know,
means
instead of pulling, you
yes.
see two kids, you come home from work or whatever, you see two kids fighting from school or whatever, you know what I mean, somebody got to step in and say something. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't saying nothing, then you just part of the problem because you pull out your phone and you recording it.
Exactly. You're part
You know
of the
what I
problem.
mean?
That
Or you calling your friend up and say, you know, I'm walking home and I see these two kids fighting and it was crazy and it's kicking. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now we gotta stop. We
Yes,
gotta
stop.
start
Speak on it.
somewhere.
You
know
start
what I mean?
somewhere.
So
talk to me about
you know
it.
what I mean? You don't get upset with them for treating us
behavior.
any way you're doing to yourself. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
that's the thing. You know what I mean? And that's
And you look for somebody else to do it for you.
and then you want to blame somebody else for this
The
crap.
blame
No,
game. You gotta blame
no,
you.
blame
It
yourself.
starts with you.
Start
because
with
you
us.
know what?
Starts with us.
Sometimes we don't like looking at ourselves because sometimes when we see ourselves, when we look at ourselves, as well as we don't like to see what was coming back. But that's a great thing. If I see, it took me some time. I'm not there. I don't
No.
want to say I'm perfect there,
no.
but I'm moving in the
Moving in that
direction.
direction.
As long as you move in that direction, you will get to the
And it's
destination
not
you
with the
believe
small
in.
things. It's the little things.
Exactly.
It's the little things. Because the
You know
little
what I'm
thing.
saying? I
you can't-
talk about it
you
because
can't-
I believe in it.
You can't do the big things until you do the small things, and the small things are the little minute things that you do every day. I mean, and that means people that want to lose weight. They change the way they eat. They start with a little bit every day.
Exactly.
I mean, they go down until where they get where they want to be and exercise and do whatever. You know what I mean? So that's just those steps you got to take. You know what I mean? Those steps, the little steps you think.
It's about taking one step. It's about taking a
Taking
step.
that first step.
You know?
what I mean? That's it. And the first step is making your bed in the morning.
Yeah, I remember
we
you
go
said
over
that.
that.
But you know
We
what the
go
first
over
step
that.
is at? You know what the first step?
Waking
You know
up.
what the first step is at? Really?
Waking up.
No. Okay, that's great. But you know what the first step
That's
is
the first
at?
step.
Right here.
Right here.
The
It's that
first step is
mindset.
here. The first step is here. Because without this first step, all this is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
At the end of the day, you got to change what you. If you change the way you're thinking, you change what you do. You change what you do, it change your world.
I hope we can change though, because this is,
We are changing people.
We are. I just hope that we can all do it.
If anything,
in a
we're
mass-
changing us.
in a mass. Because I just think that we have a lot. We have a lot that I think there's a lot of us out there that want to do better and be better, and we want to spread the word, and we want to reach everybody, and we want everybody to to get on this same page. But what I mean,
I love what you say.
It's just taking.
I say a lot of people post on what you say, being a better you.
Better you just got to start.
That
you gotta
becomes
start.
that is the so when we talk about church, that is the gospel.
You got to start.
That's
And
the
I wrote
gospel
that
right there.
My motto today on
You know what I'm saying? That is the
on
gospel,
other
becoming a
people's
better
thing
you. You
today.
know what I'm saying? Taking steps, taking
Taking
strides,
steps, taking
as well as
strides.
that, to in that right direction. You know what I'm saying? It don't all the time have to be, you know what I'm saying, thou shall not do it, thou shall not do this. But the word becomes, you know what I'm saying, taking the right steps and the right action and having positive thinkers. We understand we go through things and we have things and things happen all the time. But at the end of the day, we don't have to be partakers of everything. You know what I'm saying? We fall short every time, but at the end of the day, we keep moving. Even though you may fall short, keep moving at the end of the day. You can make it because we're going to make it at the end of the day. If we start doing this in concert and we start believing in the things that we're doing, things will start to change. You have to become the change you want to see at the end of the day. That's my belief. I'm going to become the change that I want to see. I'm not going to wait for Todd to change. I'm going to become what I want to see. And I'm saying, and at the end of the day, that don't mean I don't have shortcomings. But what it does mean, I don't wallow in it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what we do today? We use gossip as bonding tools. Use gossip as a bonding tool. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened, as well as this. You want to tell me what happened? Tell me something good that happened. As well, you can't have a bad day every damn day.
You know what?
As well as day.
And that's
God
another
damn
thing
it.
too. You know what I mean? Cal, when I see Cal was asking me how was your day, man? How you doing? You know what I mean? And it's good because you know what I mean. I don't complain about nothing. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing I don't do. It's about how am I really doing? I'm doing good. You know what I mean? Like I told him today, I was in a rut. He's like, why you in a rut? You know what I mean? You know why you in a rut? Yeah, I know why I'm in a rut. So tell me why you in a rut. You know what I mean? I was like, and I told him, I was like, it's just life. You know what I mean? And we go through life, but I ain't gonna be in this rut all the forever.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna move.
And you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I've been there.
Thinking.
I know what it feels to be there. That's right. I've been in ruts. I've been heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? I've been miserable. But at the end of the day, I'm moving.
Moving forward.
You know what I'm saying? I'm moving in it. It's one thing you become complacent and stagnant in the rut that you in. At the end of the day, and that's what we have friends for. That's why we have colleagues for. Sometimes it takes us a word. A word can change your life.
And that's
you
why
give you the right word at the right time. And you know what you gotta do? You gotta maximize that
moment. The thing, right people that's in your life or around your surroundings will tell you about your changing when you're doing it too, because they'll see it. I mean, that's another thing. People are confirming you're changing, and that's a good thing. Now, some people might do some negative confirming because they're a little upset that you're moving forward. But let them be. You know what I mean? They can stay back if they want to. If they want to join and take steps beside you, then sure. But if they want to be negative and be behind, leave them behind. Because where you're going is going to be great. It's the greatness. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Because like I always say, there's something special in everybody.
That's right.
Everybody has something special they're supposed to do with their life, their destiny on this earth. You just got to find out what it is.
I agree with you.
And once you find out what it is, you go 120%. Hit the ground running and don't stop until they put you down, lay you down in your grave. You know what I mean? That's what you got to start doing, because it starts with you. You know what I mean? You got to find out what you're doing, because this is you. And once you can do that, then you can spread it out to the rest of the world. We can all do this together.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because it's
busy,
all about us getting great and doing it together.
I love it.
Because it ain't, this is what this show is about. Yeah, reality sucks, but we can make the reality better if we want. And once we do that, we can change.
Oh, you talking now?
We change the show to reality better. Reality
now you
sucks.
talking. Now you got my attention.
You know what I mean?
Reality better.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Reality
We said
sucks.
it. Copyrighted.
You know what I mean?
Reality better. You know what I'm saying? It went from reality sucks to reality better.
Yeah.
Woo!
This is what we're gonna do.
Love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it. I love hosting the show. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And like you always said as you end the show.
Well, guys, we had you guys for a while tonight. Thank you guys for joining in as always. We'll be back next Thursday at the same time, 7:30. As I always say, as I end the show,
won't be here.
That's right. Next week, so we're gonna skip next week because Mr. Calvin is going away to see his lady. Latoya, how you doing, Bo?
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, he's going to see his lady next week. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. I don't know the date, but I'll post it on my page, and we'll let's just see.
Oh, she lit it up. You lighting it up, baby.
Yeah,
as
I always say.
You know? Oh my goodness, light it up.
Be good to yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Because you can't be good to nobody else unless you're good to yourself.
I love that. Be good to
everybody.
yourself. I love that.
Be good. Be good.
Thank
Erica, what up? What up? Always eating. Stop eating so much, girl.
I'm hungry.
But y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
And be good to each other, guys. Take it easy.
We
Bye.
appreciate you.
Night.
Good night.